Like we got 3 young'uns here today. Come on down, kids. Y'all tore up all your Christmas presents yet? Come on, scoot together a little bit. Come on. All right, that's enough. As long as you don't be touching each other or carrying on. He's touching my body. Don't be doing that. Well, it's good to see you. Happy New Year. We're 2018. Bet you've been having to scratch 2017 out on all your checks, haven't you? Been doing that? All right. Have you been back to school? You haven't been back to school yet, have you? Start school? All right, good. Good. Get back in school. Get everybody out of our hair. All right, let me show you something here. Miss Terry found this. She's always thinking of me and thinking of us, and therefore thinking of you. And this is, she saw this box. It's called Magic Hat Show. Really cool. The only time it's ever been opened is when we opened it to kind of look at it and see what all was in it. And I had heard about this before. What it is like, you know, people don't really wear top hats much anymore. Think of it as a magician's hat. Magicians used to wear like a tuxedo and have a cape and have a top hat, like a stovepipe hat, they used to call it. But there's the hat. And what this is you set up this, it's got a real hat in there. And you don't wear it though, but you do the whole magic show. You can do the whole magic show out of that hat. And it says it's got 100 amazing tricks. And I'm going to give this to somebody next Sunday. All right? You got to be here, though. If you ain't here, you won't get it. So I'm going to contact everybody that I know that's ever been in lamb service. And I say, I want to give you this. Now, I'm not going to let Bailey draw the name out because she just give it to Linda or Henry or somebody like that. So we don't give up on her. She doesn't draw names anymore. But what I can't tell you. I remember when I got my first magic kit, and you might not enjoy magic, but this will just make you can turn your brother into a frog or something like that. Who knows? That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I'm going to give this to somebody. We'll figure out whoever it is, and we're not going to do it by who's the biggest or the tallest or who's the strongest and run the fastest. We'll probably just pick somebody, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, like that. Catch a tiger by the toe. And I'm going to give this away to somebody next Sunday. Now, let me show you something. Carter, I got a PowerPoint show up there called Illusion. Would you kick that into gear for us right there up here on the screen? Illusion. All right, look at that picture right there. Tell me what you see. What is that? What do you see? A bunny's head? Is it a bunny's head?
No. A bird.
It's a bird. It might be a duck, huh?
It's a duck.
Is it a duck or a bunny? What do you see? Is it a duck going quack, 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 or is it a bunny?
I see a bunny.
I see them both.
All right, let's look at the next slide. This is one of my favorite pictures right here. What is that?
It's a woman looking.
A woman looking in the mirror doing her makeup. You know what? Yeah, there's a message there somewhere. You'll find it. Here's something else too. Now, we call different kind of pieces of furniture by different names these days. But do you know, because of what she's doing in front of that mirror, do you know what they used to call that kind of table right there? A vanity.
Table.
But let me just say this, lady, we're so glad that y'all use a spatula to put all that makeup on. We just couldn't get by without it. We're glad for, we appreciate all the time you take to become pretty. We know you're not just doing it for us, but you're just doing it because you love to do nice things and to look nice. So that's called a vanity. But what else do you see? It's old skull, skeleton head. Old skeleton head, a scary skeleton head. So that's kind of a double message going on there, according to what you see. Let's look, I got one more. This is one of my favorites because it's real simple, it's not very fancy, not a lot of detail. What do you see there? An old woman? Now let me show you this one, because this is very tricky. Now this is like a feather boa around her neck. That's her old mouth right there. She's got a great big old nose. And there's her eyes. And there's her ear and her hair. There's no lady. But it might be a pretty young lady who's looking back over her shoulder. See, that's a necklace she's wearing. That's her nose right there and her eyelash. That's the curve of her jaw. And she's a young lady, and she's looking back, and all you see is the left side of her face. So that can be either a young lady who is looking back, or kind of an older lady who's probably thinking, I wish my nose wasn't so big. Let's look, I got one more slide there because it's a verse of Scripture. In 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 7, Paul the Apostle says, we walk by faith and not by sight. Some people won't believe anything unless they can see it. But the thing about magic tricks, and a lot of other things in life, you think you see something, say, I see a rabbit. Well, it might be a duck. Well, we really can't trust even our eyes or the things we've seen or the things we hear. But we walk by faith. Faith is when we believe in God. And faith, it doesn't mean that we believe in things that aren't true, or we believe in things that are imaginary, or that we believe in things that cannot be proven. But many of the things, however, that we do believe cannot be proven in a laboratory or through an experiment. I believe in God, but I can't take you to where He is and let you shake His hand. We walk. In other words, we live our lives day by day. As Christians, Paul says, by faith. Because there's a lot of things that different people looking at it see it in a different way. And you might look at something today and then tomorrow and see it in a different way. We really can't trust even our eyes or our ears or our feelings. We need to trust God. We need to trust God because that is faith. All right? You think about that, okay? Be careful. I remember years ago, we had some friends of our family. We didn't go to church much, but they went to church all the time. And he always had a nice little song, this little boy. We'd go to their house, and they wanted to let their son sing for us. Well, that's always fun for somebody. But he says, be careful, little hands, what you do. Be careful, little hands, what you do. There's a God up above who's looking down in love. So be careful, little hands, what you do. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little eyes, what you do. Be careful, little ears, what you hear. Be careful, little mouth, what you say. There's a God up above who's looking down in love. So be careful, little mouth, what you say. I remember that song, and I'm glad he sang it to us. All right? If you don't know that, it'll be going through your mind all week long. Okay, thank y'all very much. It's good to see you. Come back next week, and let me give one of you this magic box, okay?